Welcome into the Talking Fantasy Baseball Podcast Midweek Minutes edition on Tuesday, June 24th. My name is Eric Henriksen. On each Midweek Minutes, we'll be bringing you the biggest news and notes you need to know. Before we get started, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. We're available on all major podcast platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, and the Odyssey app. And give us a like, leave us a 5-star rating or thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot. With that out of the way, let's jump right in. The pitching prospect we've all been waiting for. No, not Bubba Chandler, but Chase Burns is making his MLB debut today against my New York Yankees. Burns, the number 2 overall pick in last year's first-year player draft, made his ascension through the minors, scorching Double-A, scorching Triple-A, and now he gets the call to debut today, June 24th. He's got electric stuff. He's possibly the most exciting pitching call-up we're going to get this year. More exciting than Bubba Chandler. More exciting than Jacob Misiorowski. If Chase Burns is out there, go get him and see what he can do for you this year. This guy has ace potential, can touch triple digits on the radar gun. Again, Chase Burns making his MLB debut against the Yankees. You may want to sit him, though, today. First of all, it is a major league debut. Those don't typically go as well as you hope. A lot of jitters, a lot of adrenaline, maybe a little bit of nerves. And it is at Great American Small Park in Cincinnati. So a tough venue, tough opponent in his MLB debut, but I think long-term and even rest of this season, Chase Burns is going to be the pitching call-up that you're going to want to roster out of what I'll term the big three: Bubba Chandler, Chase Burns, and Jacob Misiorowski, even though we've had some other guys get the call this year who have performed decently well. Logan Henderson comes to mind, but I think Chase Burns is the highest ceiling of them all. Ben Kasparius once again followed Shohei Ohtani, who worked 1 inning as the starter, and then Kasparius got the bulk role. Now, that's great if you're in a wins league. High win potential for Kasparius on the Dodgers in that role. Kind of stinks for you as an Ohtani owner. And so the question is, when will Ohtani get to pitch more than 1 inning? And will Kasparius ever get a full start? And by full start, I mean starting at the beginning of the game, not coming in and pitching 5 2/3 or 6 innings that way. And that is a great question because the Dodgers are getting healthier. Tyler Glasnow is working his way back. 2 innings, no hits, 3 walks. But he hit 97 on the radar gun in a rehab outing this past weekend. He's set to make about 3 more rehab appearances before being activated. So you have to look at the Dodgers rotation and go, okay, Shohei's going to build up his pitch count. Tyler Glasnow's coming back. Does Kasparius have an open spot to start? Well, they could go 6-man. They could limit Dustin May, but odds of everyone being healthy for the Dodgers at one point at any time this season, very low. Hasn't happened in years. So if you have any interest in Kasparius, he might be worth holding on to, especially in wins leagues. If you're in a quality start league, well, I don't think he has much value at the moment until we see him actually start a game. But he does have really good stuff. His underlying numbers are very good. And as far as Ohtani goes, when he'll go more than 1 inning, could be August, could be next year. We don't know. Speaking of injured starters, Chris Sale won't have a timeline to return until the team sees how his rib cage is healing. He fractured his ribs making a diving play last weekend, and he actually stayed in the game to finish the inning when it happened. So it's very strange. It was a diving play. Just trying to field his position, broke his ribs, finished the inning, then came out of the game. I mean, you can't say that Chris Sale's not tough, but he's had some really weird injuries over the last few seasons. Managed to stay generally healthy last year, but again, no timeline for his return this season, though the club does expect him to pitch again. So he is a hold. Hopefully it's a shorter term rather than a longer term injury. My guess is going to be at least a month that he'll be sidelined. Here's another injury. Eugenio Suarez was hit in the hand by a pitch last night. X-rays were negative, but he will sit out today on Tuesday and hopefully return tomorrow on Wednesday. He's had a tale of like 3 seasons. Scorching hot to start the first 2 weeks of the season. And then we talked about what happened after that a few months ago when he just turned into a nothing, like zero. He was like 0 for 30, hadn't hit a home run in 2 weeks, literally gave you 1 run scored or 1 RBI in the span of like 3 weeks on the calendar, and just was actively hurting your fantasy teams. And then all of a sudden, calendar flips mid-May, and he just catches fire again, and he's been on fire ever since. He's actually on pace to break his single season home run record personally, which was set when he was in Cincinnati. He's on pace to surpass the 48 or 49 home runs that he hit back in, I think it was 2018 or 2019. He's actually been pretty useful. Shout out to Cal Raleigh. Why not? Most homers in a season by a player who primarily hit catchers, 48. He's currently on pace for 66. Homered again last night. Just can't seem to not homer. And I really hope that he keeps this up because this is super exciting. He's actually currently the number 2 player on Yahoo right now. Behind Aaron Judge, he surpassed Shohei Ohtani. And he's thrown in almost 2 handfuls of stolen bases to go with it. Just an extraordinary season so far for the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Ronald Acuna stole his 3rd base last night. He's running. He's hitting almost 400 since he was activated about a month ago, and looks like he could easily reclaim top 5 status as a fantasy player. Top 3 even. He's just uber talented and definitely been on fire since he got activated. And now he's running because that makes 2 stolen bases in the last week. That's great news if you're a Ronald Acuna fantasy owner. There is a murky bullpen situation for the Philadelphia Phillies. Orion Kerkering and Matt Strahm have sort of split the save chances over the last couple weeks. Jordan Romano is working lower leverage spots now because he got hot there for a second, seemed to move into high leverage situations as the closer or setup man, and kind of blew it and is back in low leverage situations. So if you're looking for saves, Orion Kerkering, Matt Strahm might be options that are available on your wire. Who's going to come out on top? I favor Kerkering in this because Strahm is left-handed, and in a situation where there's a righty and a lefty, I would typically go with the right-hander. And lastly, Julio Rodriguez snapped a 23-game homerless drought that spanned over 100 at-bats. He homered last night, and all indicators point to him doing what he's done throughout his entire career so far. So it's entirely possible he gets real hot real fast. In fact, he did have a good series over the weekend, just with no results, hitting the ball hard with authority, getting some lift on it. And now finally we see a result yesterday with a home run. His season-long numbers aren't terrible. He's giving you counting stats, but that OPS at 728 is just not good enough. So hopefully a hot streak here from Julio will correct that, and the underlying numbers suggest he is what he is, and there is some positive regression due here, but it's not like he's wildly improved. That does it for this edition of Midweek Minutes. Josh and I will be back later this week with an all-new full-length episode, so please subscribe. We're available on all major podcast platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, and the Odyssey app. Give us a like, 5-star rating, a kind review. We will read all of them, and if there's anything you want us to talk about, drop us a message. We're Talking Fantasy Baseball's Midweek Minutes. I'm Eric saying, see you next time.